Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, Texas, as we continue our live coverage of the second regional weekend. I am Sean Woodland alongside 2013 Reebok CrossFit Games competitor Maddie Curley, and we are getting set for the fourth and final heat of the 100s, the fourth of 7 sport events here at the South Central Regional. And Maddie, this is the one workout that when all 7 were announced, that sort of just jumped off the page at you like, oh man, I do not want to do that.
That is absolutely true. This is where you really see where mental toughness comes into play. You're going to see if these athletes can not only meet the physical challenges, but they tell themselves to keep going and pick that dumbbell up one more time.
Athletes have been through 3 events. They did that yesterday, and now this is the opening event in day number 2. And after yesterday, where are these guys sore other than everywhere?
Well, I would say definitely in their shoulders. They did a lot of burpee muscle-ups. They did overhead squats. You'll see that tax them a little bit on the pull-ups today and possibly even the wall balls. Their quads, I'm sure, are sore because some of them are hitting 3-rep maxes for the first time, getting new PRs. So I'm sure they'll feel that as they go into the pistols and the dumbbell snatches as well.
We've been through 3 heats, and only 2 men have been able to complete this workout inside the 25-minute time cap. The first was Landon Webster. He did that in the second heat. He did it in a time of 24:54, just getting under the time cap. And then in heat 3, it's Paul Smith, the former 8-year NFL veteran who has set the mark to beat. He had a time of 24 minutes, 34 seconds. The athletes for the 4th and final heat are taking the floor, and your leader is in the middle of your screen wearing the Captain America shirt and the red, white, and blue sleeves. Chase Ingram comes in atop the leaderboard with 24 total points. He had a 4th place finish in Jackie, a 12th place finish, and then an 8th place finish in the burpee muscle-ups. Drew Bignall is in second, 6 points back, and then Mike McGoldrick, who won Jackie yesterday, is in 3rd place with 31 points. But still, this leaderboard is wide open with these men, Maddie.
Absolutely, and this is a workout that can separate people greatly because it is so many reps and it is so long. There's time for people to pass each other and just really make up ground here in this competition.
Asia Bartow in the red shirt got his only win of the competition in event number 2. Bartow comes in 6th place overall. He has 37 total points. He's just 6 points back of 3rd place. The top 3 athletes going to the 2013 Reebok CrossFit Games in Carson, California. The athletes are on their starting mats. The 400s, well, 400 reps. It's the hundreds workout, and it's the 4th workout. And we're going to start with 100 wall balls. It's a 20-pound wall ball at a 10-foot target. Then they'll move on to 100 chest-to-bar pull-ups. They move on from that to 100 alternating one-legged squats, and then they finish up with 100 one-arm dumbbell snatches at 70 pounds. We start with the wall balls. They have to hit a target. It can hit anywhere on the target, but now this is a lot different than throwing a ball at a wall.
Exactly. You have a very narrow target to reach. You've got this one little circle. Now, the good thing about this year is you can hit anywhere on the target, where in past years you had to hit exactly on that number. But it is a foot taller than most athletes are doing in their gym, or if they are usually hitting the 10-foot mark, then they're going, like you said, to a wall. That's a broad area to hit. And you'll notice they're going to have their chest up high. They're going to be looking up more than you would normally have to, so that every time they make sure they're going to get right on that spot.
Just underway here in the 4th and final heat. About 1 minute has gone by. Chase Ingram in lane 9. He is your overall leader. Now, Ingram has the luxury of being able to see his other competitors. Now, he told me earlier that he doesn't really pay attention to what everyone else is doing. He just sticks with his pace. But at some point, you have to know where your fellow competitors are here.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, there's nothing like being in front of your fellow competitors. That just drives you more than anything in the world. And the second that you get out the front runner, there's a reason they continue. Usually, like Jen Jones, we saw, once she was out front, she stayed out there because it feels so good to be there, and that's what really motivates you. So that's what they want to do right here. They want to be the first one off the wall balls. They want to see themselves first on that chest bar, pull-up bar.
Chase Ingram in lane 9 on the right of your screen. He is in the lead. In lane 8 is Asia Bartow. He comes in 6th place overall. He won event 2 yesterday. In lane 7 is Drew Bignall. Bignall 2nd place overall as he tries to chase down Chase Ingram. And in lane 6, the man who won Jackie, Mike McGoldrick. McGoldrick coming in third place overall, 1 point back of Bignall for second. But he's trying to hold off Blaine Springson, who went in the previous heat. Springson with 33 points coming into this event. You're not going to see any of these guys go unbroken on. Where do you expect them to take breaks? 20, 15?
My guess for these guys would be, a safe bet would be every 20 to 25. Most of these guys have done practice runs of this. I'm guessing probably even with heavier balls now that there are 30-pound wall balls out there. And so they went back now to a lighter weight, and I'm sure that they've tried this workout out 1, maybe even 2 times to see what's the best rep scheme to come up with.
The world record time, 21 minutes, 1 second. That was set by Josh Bridges in Southern California.
I watched that take place.
Weekend. So far today in South Central, the time to beat Paul Smith, 24 minutes, 34 seconds.
You'll notice they're almost on a very similar cycle. You saw them all kind of resting at the same time, the 5 minute on your screen right here. And then you'll see probably the guys that picked it up the fastest. We saw Chase Ingram pick it up and Asia Bartow pick it up. And you know what? Their rest time was the shortest. We might see that play out for them. And they were probably going to be the first ones off the wall balls, too.
Asia Bartow with 30 reps to go, and this workout really has something for everybody. If you're a bigger guy, you might like the wall balls. If you're a smaller guy, you'll love the pull-ups, maybe the one-legged squats.
Absolutely. Ultimately, it's a lot of body weight movement. The balls aren't heavy enough to call it, Olympic lifting. And so this is going to, like you said, it's going to weed out who's good at using their body weight for this workout.
Chase Ingram, your leader in lane 9. That is Jason Hogan in lane number 3, chalking up his hands. He's done with his wall balls, and he will be first to the pull-up bar. Hogan was second in the South Central region last year and finished 38th in the 2012 Reebok CrossFit Games. And looking very strong as he employs a butterfly kip. Brian Diaz in lane number 5. Diaz finished 3rd, 7th, and then tied for 26th. Diaz coming in 5th place overall with 36 total points, and he is trying to make a return trip to Carson, California. McGoldrick in lane 6 on his chest bar pull-ups, as is Bignall in lane 7. Asia Bartow is there, Chase Ingram, and Cody Spell in lane number 10. So just about every athlete on to his chest bar pull-ups here in the 4th and final heat of event number 4, the 100s.
See, basically everyone is doing a butterfly kip except Mike McGoldrick because it's just so fast. You'll notice that different people put their hands at different widths. Chase Ingram's hands are really wide, makes it a shorter distance from the bar. He is one of the taller athletes, so this is the way he can kind of compensate for that height and get there quickly to hit his chest to the bar.
Chase Ingram, 6'2", 200 pounds. He's 30 years old, out of CrossFit Dallas Central. And looking to hang on to his lead, Asia Bartow on the left of your screen. There's Jason Hogan, who is the first man to get to the pull-up bar, and the pressure is on Hogan. He really needs to start making some moves if he wants to get back to the CrossFit Games. Brian Diaz, another athlete who needs to make some moves here to get himself into the top 3 as time is running out. One more event today, and then there's 2 more tomorrow.
You see all that tape on his arms. We talked about your forearms being taxed. That's keeping the blood flow going to his arms. He's going to use that tape as well during the dumbbell snatches. One of the first things to go on those dumbbell snatches is your grip, and so that's going to help him with his grip and keep it strong through that workout.
4 movements in this workout: wall balls, chest to bar pull-ups, alternating one-legged squats or pistols, and then dumbbell snatches. 400 total reps in event number 4. Probably the longest workout of this regional weekend. Chase Ingram, Captain America in the red, white, and blue, looking to hang on to his lead as he comes in first place overall after a solid first day. Didn't win any events, but finished in the top 12. And all 3 still employing that very wide grip. Past the 6-minute mark. 25-minute time cap on this workout. Just 2 men so far have been able to complete it inside the 25 minutes. Paul Smith most recently did it. His time, 24:34. Lane 7, Drew Bignall, the 2nd overall athlete, is resting. And as is Asia Bartow, he's back on the bar in lane number 8. Mike McGoldrick in the all-black in lane 6. His win and Jackie got him towards the top of the leaderboard. He's looking to stay there. And this is the one movement that we have seen so many men and women just take longer rest than they probably want to.
Absolutely. It's not only taxing on your arms, it's one of those that you feel in your lungs. Like, it's burning. You know how you feel at the end of Fran? Those of you out there that have tried that workout, this is how it's feeling in those heavy pull-ups. So we're going to the max amount you can do, and then you're trying to take a quick rest and get right back on it to get through all 100 of those. But you feel that in your lungs. It is taxing. It is tiring.
Jason Hogan in lane 3, he was the first to the pull-up bar, but now he's breaking things up into singles. Hogan is one of the athletes who needs to make up some ground here on day 2. If he wants to get back to the Reebok CrossFit Games, in the red in lane 5 is Brian Diaz. He is another athlete who needs to start picking it up if he wants to get back to Carson, California. 7 minutes, 30 seconds have gone by so far in this 4th and final heat of event number 4. Everyone is chasing the man on the right of your screen, Chase Ingram, the overall leader coming into this event. Asia Bartow next to him, chipping away at his 100 pull-ups, and we'll keep an eye on the judges in the navy blue shirts standing there watching the athletes. Once a hand goes in the air, it means that that corresponding athlete has just 5 reps to go before finishing out a set, and then it is on to the one-legged squats. Ingram now looking like he's breaking him up into singles. Jumping off the bar, minimizing his rest, and then getting back up there. Asia Bartow able to still string multiple reps together. He got 2 right there, and he's off the bar. McGoldrick in lane 6, taking a lot of time here. Drew Bignall in lane 7 in the green, shaking out his arms and trying to get back up on the bar. And it's Brian Diaz on the left of your screen actually walking away, taking a little bit of a stroll. And that shows you 100 chest-to-bar pull-ups as a workout in and of itself is a lot.
And again, it's this interesting strategy here at the end when you are really tired. Is that do you take the longer rest and then go for the bigger sets, or do you take the really quick short bursts of rest and just get out as many as you can and just keep moving? And it looks like those that are just keeping moving are gonna benefit from this. Chase just keeps getting up and getting 1 or 2 done, whereas Drew's taking a long rest in between and he's not getting as many numbers out.
You hear a lot of your boxes when you're working out. Just keep moving, and Chase Ingram is doing just that, as is Asia Bartow, both on the bar, off the bar, on the bar, off the bar. In lane 10, Cody Spell stringing multiple reps together with that butterfly kip. Spell at a Hurricane CrossFit, he's 6 feet, 195 pounds. He's a youngster, just 22 years old. And this is his hometown, San Antonio, Texas. Chase Ingram with just 10 reps to go, and he's breaking them up into singles. Jason Hogan in lane 3 on the left of your screen with no shirt. He was the first to the pull-up bar, and he is breaking his up into singles. Cody Spell now with just 5 reps to go, so Spell looking like he will be the first man off the pull-up bar and onto the one-legged squats. And still stringing them together in multiple reps, and Spell is done. And onto the one-legged squats, he takes a look down the line and realizes that he is now the leader in this event.
And we talked about it in the women's heat, but this is their chance. Now their arms have a chance to recover before those dumbbell snatches, and they're going in. They're not going to go in super fast on that first set of pistols, but I bet you'll see them pick it up as they get through 40, 60, 80, and the people keep coming in line and chasing them. They're going to want to keep that pace, and they want to stay the front runner.
Chase Ingram in lane 9. He is now matching Spell rep for rep. And in lane number 7, it's Drew Bignall, the 4-year letterman at Trinity University as a pitcher. He is now with Ingram and Spell. There are your 3 leaders. On the left, Drew Bignall in lane number 7 in the green top. In the red, white, and blue sleeves, your overall leader, Chase Ingram. And then on the right of your screen is Cody Spell in lane number 10. They'll do 20 reps and then move on to the number 40. So we'll be able to tell who is in the lead. And Ingram is taking the lead. Chase Ingram out of CrossFit Dallas Central is in the lead and on to his second set of 21-legged squats, taking time to collect his breath. You might think of this as some kind of an active rest here, but it's clear that he's not wasting much time. Chase knows that he needs to stay out in front here.
Absolutely. The second you do get to move forward, though, you do take that as a rest. It's almost built into you, which is great because then you know you have to get those 20 done, and then you can take your rest.
These athletes make this movement look so easy, but I mean, it's so just taxing not only your legs but your whole body.
Absolutely. This is a challenging move. You're balancing all your weight on one leg, so you can't just put both legs down. If one does come down, that's a no rep. So you're using your glutes, you're using your hamstrings, and your quads.
Chase Ingram just getting a no rep in lane 7. He's trying to hold off Drew Bignall. I'm sorry, Chase Ingram in lane 9. Drew Bignall in lane 7 in the green top. And then right next to Chase on the right of your screen is Cody Spell. He was the first man off the pull-up bar, but Ingram was able to overtake him in the one-legged squats. And Chase now back to work on his second set of 20. Cody Spell just 4 left to go before he reaches the 40 rep mark. Past the 12-minute mark here, almost halfway done in this workout. A 25-minute time cap, 400 total reps of 4 different movements, and this is the third of 4.
And each step forward in your mind is a little victory. You're getting closer and closer to the end of that mat. And then the move towards that next movement in the workout, again, just another victory. So each time you finish these athletes are feeling that. They're mentally saying, okay, I've done this much, I can go on to that next part. They're always talking to themselves in their head. They're using the fans to help drive them along as well.
So Drew Bignall in lane 7 has moved up for his third set of 20. Chase Ingram is standing on the number 80, which means he would be into his 4th set.
Really having a good time with the fans there, isn't he?
Ingram is a guy that you'd think he'd be so focused on the competition. He is a member of our broadcast team. He did the play-by-play for the Northeast Regional. He stops by the booth and wishes us good luck before he goes out there. So,
and I mean, with a nickname like Captain America, you gotta have some fun in the sport, you know, and that's what he's doing.
So Ingram in the lead, but right next to him, he's now taking his shirt off. Cody Spell is about ready to join him on his 4th set of one-legged squats. The Spell in second place behind Ingram. Ingram, your overall leader and your leader in this event. And then at the upper left of your screen, that is Jason Hogan, who is now on his 4th set of pistols. And Hogan keeping a good pace, and he is trying to put some pressure on Chase Ingram. Hogan needs to make up points here if he wants to make a return trip to the CrossFit Games. And now Chase Ingram moving on to his final set of 20 one-legged squats. Hands on his knees, takes a look at the clock. And you know he's got a pace here in his mind that he thinks he needs to keep. Jason Hogan on the left of your screen on his 4th set right now.
Exactly. You can see a little different technique he's taking, moving his whole body from side to side rather than just alternating that place, giving his hips a chance to rest and extend at the top as he takes a couple steps in between.
Jason Ingram may not be paying attention to his fellow competitors, but he sure is looking at the clock quite a bit, pacing himself out, but that's a sign of a smart athlete. You got to know your pace. And now Jason Hogan has taken over second place from Cody Spell, and Hogan is showing no signs of slowing down, trying to push Ingram for that top spot. 10 reps to go for Chase Ingram, but Jason Hogan is gaining as the one-arm dumbbell snatches loom. Now it's Cody Spell in 3rd on his final set on the right of your screen of 21-legged squats. We're approaching the 15-minute mark. 25-minute time cap in this workout, and Ingram is done with his one-legged squats and on to the dumbbell snatches. In the second heat, when Landon Webster completed the workout, he got to the dumbbell snatches at about the exact same pace as Chase Ingram. So Ingram now less than 10 minutes to complete 100 dumbbell snatches. Takes a look at the clock, chalks up his hand, just checked out where Jason Hogan was. Hogan taking some time on the left of your screen to put on the belt, and they'll get to work on that 70-pound dumbbell.
We talked about this in the women's heat as well, but your legs are tired right now. You'll see more and more people not using probably the technique we teach you in your gyms for a dumbbell snatch, to bend your knees at the bottom, chest up, and drop under it, but instead they're just picking it up any way possible, muscling up until their legs recover in those 40s and 60s.
Cody Spell now moving on to challenge Jason Hogan for second place and put some pressure on Chase Ingram. Chase Ingram is coming off a shoulder injury. Got to wonder how it's going to hold up under 100 dumbbell snatches.
All of that weight is going on that one shoulder. You can't split up the weight. You can't bring your other hand up to grab it. You have to bring it up. And one of the hardest things about this movement is that you have to show control on the way down. So you can't drop it from the top and have it count. You must show control.
Ingram got close on that one. Almost got a no rep, and the judge gave the thumbs up.
Yep, you can see the head judge there reprimanding them for that, reminding them that that is the standard.
Ingram's shoulder should be okay. Yesterday he said he had the biggest problem with the ring dips. That was the one movement he was kind of worried about. It held up pretty well through that movement. He has tested this workout before, but he said he wasn't able to get it all done inside the 45-minute time cap. We now approach the 17-minute mark. Ingram taking another look at the clock. Meanwhile, we still have more men finishing up their one-legged squats. Mike McGoldrick in lane 6. He has a win in Jackie. He's falling behind Drew Bignall in lane 7. Bignall coming in second place overall. And then in lane 8 is Asia Bartow. He came in 6th place overall. Helped his cause with a win in event 2. But here are your leaders. It's Chase Ingram on his second set of one-arm dumbbell snatches.
It's tough when you don't have that flexibility for pistols because that's a lot of what it's about. And some of the bigger guys that are really strong, that's the place where they suffer because they've overdeveloped those muscles, and so they don't have quite the flexibility that you need for those pistols to go quickly.
Cody Spell on the bottom right of your screen has 3 reps left where he will join Chase and Jason Hogan now in the middle. You can see him, he's behind some of the judges with his shirt off. Hogan is challenging Ingram for the top spot. Ingram taking a step back and taking another rest, and here comes Asia Bartow, and you know when he looked at this workout, this is the movement he wanted to get to.
That's all he was saying, is let me get to the dumbbell snatches, let me get my hands on that.
Nearly 18 minutes gone by here in the 4th and final heat of event for the 100s. Chase Ingram continuing to chip away at his 100 alternating dumbbell snatches. And he's currently your leader in this event. He's trying to hold off Jason Hogan, who occupies lane 3. Asia Bartow in the red shirt making quick work of that dumbbell, not taking a lot of rest, but now this is only his first set.
Right. But you've seen some of the other guys actually be slower on their first set, and so it's nice to see someone taking off like that.
Ingram is in first place, but pushing him and keeping the pressure on in lane 3 is Jason Hogan. Hogan was a CrossFit Games competitor last year. He's trying to make a return trip here in 2013. He finished 38th. He wasn't happy with that. He definitely wants a chance to improve on that finish this year. Hogan on his second set of 20 one-arm dumbbell snatches. And looking like he's having some trouble here. Just wincing. Maybe he's got some tape on that right shoulder. Maybe he's got a problem with that. Wincing when he picks that thing up and being very careful lowering it down to the ground. He's resting in his shoulder and putting it on the ground.
And you'll see different techniques even in the way they hold the dumbbell. Some people like it in front of you almost like a bar, and some people turn it to the side to bring it overhead. And it's really just preference and how you practice it in the gym.
So your leader is in the middle of your screen in the red, white, and blue on his third set of 20. Chase Ingram trying to get done inside the 25-minute time cap. We're approaching the 20-minute mark. Only 2 men so far today have completed the workout inside 20 minutes. Now it's Jason Hogan on his third set. He's going to take some time to chalk up. And this is really where these athletes mentally, they have to battle. They also have to battle just that physical fatigue that's setting in from all this work.
Yeah, and although they see that 60 mark, they also know that means they still have 60 more to do.
Cody Spell getting ready to join Ingram and Hogan. We talked about Jason Hogan, but he had a wrist injury that he had last season, so that might be coming into play right now. And he had trouble on the left of your screen locking that one out. He is stepping back and taking a break. Chase Ingram stepping back as well. Ingram, I think it's the first event where I've really seen Chase survey the field and know where his fellow competitors are. And now he's back to work on his third set of 20, trying to hang on his lead. He's your overall leader coming into this event. Hasn't won an event, but hasn't finished lower than 12th. He had a 4th place finish in Jackie, tied for 4th, had a 12th place finish in the overhead squat event, and then finished 8th in the burpee muscle-ups, and now he is on to his 4th set, and he has 4.5 minutes to complete 40 more reps.
You are checking the time, you're checking in on your competitors. This is where you are so close to the end. You got to just figure out in your mind, how fast do I have to go to get this done in time, under the time cap.
You see Chase walking back and forth. Is that so he can time his rest, or is he just trying to take a little stroll?
You know, honestly, a lot of people do use that to time their rest. It's like, walk to the end of the mat, walk back. That's all the rest I get. It gives you a nice pacing for your rest time so you don't take too long.
Courtney Rusinger in lane number 1 is struggling on those one-legged squats and falling well behind the rest of the field as they are trying to chase down the man in the red, white, and blue. Captain America, Chase Ingram is your current leader. Cody Spell with no shirt on the right of your screen is trying to push him for first place. He was in third place when we got to the dumbbell snatches, and then at the left of your screen with no shirt on and the gray shorts, just completed a snatch with his right arm. Jason Hogan, one more to go before he gets to work on his fourth set, and he is clearly wincing every time he picks up that dumbbell. Approaching the 22-minute mark. 3 minutes to go here before we hit the 25-minute time cap. And Jason Hogan trying to make a move and put some pressure on Chase Ingram and move up the leaderboard and get himself back to Carson. Ingram back on his rest, walks to the end of the mat, hands on his hips, walks back, and I guarantee he'll get right back on the dumbbell, and he does. So Ingram managing his rest very well here. There's a crowd of people right in front of him from CrossFit Dallas Central who are cheering him on. And Ingram with looks like 3 to go before he gets to his final set of 20, and he'll have about 2.5 minutes to get those done to try to complete the workout inside the 25-minute time cap. Ingram, 20 repetitions to go. Just 2 men have completed this workout in the South Central region today. One was Landon Webster, had it done with 6 seconds to spare. The other, Paul Smith, your current leader, 24 minutes, 34 seconds, and Ingram is trying to finish first, and that would go a long way towards keeping him on top of the leaderboard. Just about 2 minutes left for Ingram as the crowd encourages him to get on the dumbbell and complete those final 20 reps.
And right now, you're just feeling every fiber, every muscle is just burning as you go through this last set of 20. He can feel that right now, but he can also feel the wind, and that will exceed that pain.
Talking to Chase before the event, he said he wasn't really excited about this one the first time he tested it. Probably when he didn't complete it, but he said, well, then I PR'd Jackie by 30 seconds too. So Chase has got to be really confident right now as he chips away at those 20 reps. We have 90 seconds to go, and Chase Ingram is keeping up a good pace here. Jason Hogan in the middle of your screen with 2 reps to go, and he will get on his final set. And Ingram, the last time we saw him from the front, his face was clearly contorted in pain, and he was having trouble with that 70-pound dumbbell, taking some time to chalk up and trying to keep pace with Chase Ingram. Just about 60 seconds left in this event, and it's Chase Ingram. He'll have 2 reps to go. Ingram now with 1, and Chase Ingram is on his way towards winning this event. He is done. Ingram needs to get on his mat. Chase Ingram will make it. 24:08 for Ingram, and he is going to win this event. His first win of the weekend, and what a win it is as he came in first place overall, and he is going to stay there after this. And now it's Jason Hogan to race for second place. He needs to make up some ground here and score some points in order to move up the leaderboard. We have 30 seconds to go, and now Hogan trying to battle through the fatigue and finish this workout up. Meanwhile, in lane number 12, that is Roy Gamboa, who is staging a comeback, trying to put the pressure on Hogan. He has 4 reps to go, 15 seconds left. We're down to 13, now down to 12, 10 to go for Hogan. He's going to make it. 1 more, it is done. Hogan onto his mat. 24:57 for Jason Hogan unofficially. He will finish in second place in this heat. He does not beat Paul Smith. He'll be 3rd overall, but Jason Hogan needed that.
You can tell just how hard this competition is when that 10-foot run just looks so long coming in.
Oh, man.
Like, get me to my square so I can lay down.
Chase Ingram getting some help up from the crowd from one of his fellow CrossFit Dallas Central athletes. Jason Hogan still on the ground, and that guy battled through some pain on this workout, but that will go a long way towards moving him up the leaderboard, as Hogan wasn't even in the top 12 coming into this event. Chase Ingram getting some hugs from the crowd, and he is doing himself a huge favor by finishing first here. He will stay in first place overall with 25 total points heading into this evening's event number 5, the deadlift box jump workout. Chase said the last time he did that in 2011, it took him 7 minutes and 38 seconds. He's going to have to improve on that time here, but he'll be thinking about that in a second. Right now, Ingram has got to be happy with the victory. Let's send it down to Emily Turner on the floor, who's with the winner of event number 4.
Hey, Sean. All right, I'm here with Chase. Chase, Number one finish right here for this event. You needed a fantastic position here at the end, but it looked like you were taking particular time with your rest. How did you figure out your rep scheme, your rest scheme?
Well, I got to the snatches about 4 minutes earlier than I planned. So based off what everybody else did, I kind of paced my sets just to finish like either top 2, top 3. I don't want to blow it out too much because I knew I was a little bit ahead. And the deadlift box jump workout, it's a hard one for me, so I know I needed to get something here.
Perfect. I mean, you're obviously placed very well going into this next workout. Now, having to sit out last year, how hungry has that made you this year?
Well, I got 2 years of rest, I guess you could say, so I feel pretty good. Shoulder held up fine, so now I just got to see if my back holds up. Those snatches they were tough at the end.
We'll be watching you tomorrow. Good job, Chase. And then also, let's go down over here really quickly. Jason. All right, Jason Hogan, second place, staged a comeback over here. Talk about where you really kicked it at the end and how you managed the second place finish on this event.
Right before I started, my coach Rudy was standing next to me. He's just like, "You're the only person who can go that extra bit at the end. You need to show it, and just know that it's going to hurt more than anything." So when they said 90 seconds, I had from like 20 left. I just kind of closed my eyes and went to another place and powered through it. Just counting it down in my head without even thinking about the pain.
Well, congratulations. Great job there at the end. We were all watching, cheering you on, and good luck in the next event.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
John, you.
Jason Hogan finishes third overall in this event, but your winner, Chase Ingram, his first win of the weekend. And I love how he nonchalantly says, I got there 4 minutes earlier than I expected.
I know. That's a lot earlier than you expected. I don't think you were pushing your hardest in the gym.
So Chase Ingram, it seems like he is exceeding his own expectations. And he is your leader as we head into event 5, the box jump deadlift 2159 event. We'll have that live later for you here at the Freeman Coliseum. For Emily Turner and Maddie Curley, I'm Sean Woodland. We'll see you back here in San Antonio, Texas.